Hi, I'm Judith Coles, and I am from hisunmeasuredgrace.com, and that's where I write. And I encourage women to embrace graced imperfection because Jesus is Lord, and just encourage them to draw closer to Jesus. And did you know that Jesus is sufficient for everything that we go through? And I have a Facebook group, and we have been studying through Philippians and sharing what we journal. It's a Bible journaling group, and we share a verse with each drawing that we do or painting. Some people paint, and it's been just really wonderful. And we're getting near the end of Philippians, and I thought I would share some of what I've drawn to kind of encourage you, if you are interested, to start doing this and to join the group, whatever that you would like. Maybe you just want to watch this video coming through. Maybe you don't really know what my page is all about. As I said, I blog over at His Unmeasured Grace, and I share posts on my Facebook page, which is what you're seeing this from, and I share graphics, and sometimes I share my art, but not too often because that's usually in the group. So, like I said, we've been going through Philippians, and here is the page that I did. The lighting is like not the best. This is the page I did for the beginning of Philippians. And Philippians to me is finding joy in Jesus, because as you look through it and read through it, you find joy, and you find how Paul, even though he was in prison, he was writing to the Philippians and encouraging them and finding so much joy, even though he wasn't in the best situation, because prisons in those days just weren't the greatest. And so in this, it's the page, anyway, giving thanks and prayer and love, and that our love may abound. Those are the things that I got from a couple of the verses that I used for this. And then over on the other page is a verse I really, really like. I gotta not distract you. Okay, that I may know him and the resurrection of his power. The verse goes something like that. I'm just showing you the pictures. I'm not really sharing the Bible verses. Those are shared every time I share the posts in the group. And this is another one that I did. And it's pretty easy to journal through Philippians because there's only 3 or 4 pages in most Bibles. And I wrote here how I live, how to live what I do. That's what I got from the 2 verses that to think on these things. It's the verse that talks about, I will read these 2 verses to you. Do not be anxious about anything, but in everything by prayer and supplication with thanksgiving, let your requests be known to God, and the peace of God, which surpasses all understanding, will guard your hearts and your minds in Christ Jesus. And finally, brothers, whatever is true, whatever is honorable, whatever is just, whatever is pure, whatever is lovely, whatever is commendable, if there is any excellence, if there is anything worthy of prayer, think about these things. That's why I put think of these things. And that verse is very good for reminding me of how to live what I do. So, because what I do is how I live out what is really inside my head and heart, and it'll come out in some way. Well, one of the things that I did with this group was to make a notebook for Philippians. A lot of us did. And so I'm just gonna flip through some of this book so you can see some of the things that I did. Your creativity can be anything that you can come up with. And what I did is write out a couple verses every day. I did have a printable that helped to divide it up. And so there was just a couple, and for each day. So you can see I just wrote out the verse here. And sometimes I would write part of it bigger to kind of bring it out more, bring the verse out more. And these are all in the group. And I was thinking, because I have like a little devotional with each of them, most of them sometimes it's just the verse, but most of the time there's a little devotional that I was thinking I should like compile it into something where it can be seen. And this is when Paul was writing from prison. And some of them are more simple than others, depending on the time I had. There's something very relaxing about journaling, very relaxing. And you slow down because you focus in on a couple verses. And I often will study them and will look things up about them on the internet. Sometimes I use my couple of my naves or a book like that. And here's another one. I think the light gets it less. I don't have good lighting. I mean, I have good lighting, but the light does funny things when you try to video. And this is one where I did, that day I did verse mapping, which I'm starting to do and really love. See, well, that gives you an idea. And this is a whole bunch more because I'm near the ending, like I'm doing chapter 4 now. So that's kind of neat. And I just wanted to challenge you. Have you ever done that? Have you ever Bible journaled? And if you ever did, it doesn't matter how beautiful it is. I often do flowers because I don't do people that well, unless I do kind of a cartoony figure. And so it just helps you to draw close to the Lord. It helps you to slow down, and we really need it in the society we live in. Moms can do it with their children, and it's just a wonderful thing to do. So I hope that you consider it. And I will put a link up above where you can find the group. All right, thanks for joining me. My name's Judith Coles, and I hope you have a wonderful day.